Hello, fellow shamanic herbalists. My name is Chantal Shakti, and I'm here to talk to you about vaginal steaming and how we can use this amazing ancient healing technique with the calendula, as well as other herbs, of course, to draw out those properties that are so beneficial to our bodies and to our hearts and to our spirit, our soul, the psyche. Basically, you have a hot boiling pot of water that you place herbs into. It creates a steam that allows these properties of the herbs to rise up to meet the vulva, the gateway to the vagina. And because the tissue in this area is very porous, those benefits of those herbal remedies, can go into the bloodstream and come into the body in that way. The heat creates an amazing, beautiful, relaxing environment. I often find that it heightens sensitivity down there, so you can feel a lot more. It's a very subtle energy, very subtle practice. It probably is quite hard to measure how it does this process, but it's been used for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians, um, the Korean bathhouses, Japanese bathhouses, the Mayans. If you can look back in history, you'll see that this ancient practice has been going on for a very long time. Steaming is also good for men. It's called a pee steam or a prostate steam. I didn't know what I was getting into. I went around to a friend's divorce party, and there were these 4 chairs lined up, and we each took it in turns to sit on these, what we call vaginal steaming thrones. And yeah. So there's a group of us, 4 at a time, having this amazing vaginal steam experience. And I remember afterwards that I was walking around feeling like my whole undercarriage here of my vulva and my vagina, all this area felt like it was uplifted. I felt like as I walked, there was like a spring in my step. It was like created this very kind of youthful experience again back in this delightful area of a woman's body. There are some contraindications to vaginal steaming. We are working with calendula at the moment, so I've actually got some dried calendula here. The petals, the beautiful golden sun rays. So of course you can use dried herbs or you can use fresh herbs as well. There are many benefits to using calendula in your vaginal steam. As you know, you've been journeying with the calendula now, and we're looking at the wounded masculine and how calendula can really help to bring about that transformation that's needed to restore the divine masculine, both within us and around us. And I really find it amazing using calendula in the vaginal steams for this purpose, because quite often sexuality is where we get hit by that unhealthy masculine, and there are lots of wounds and traumas there, not only for ourselves but our ancestral lineage, that as we do this work for ourselves to clear and to heal, we are doing it for our generations before us and our generations after us. And this is a vital step, I think, that we can take to restore that divine masculine balance as we're cultivating our divine feminine. This is my chair that I use. I've got about 6 of these, so I can also replicate yoni steam parties for clients and friends. So we've got the hole that's in here. I've created this towel that also has a chute that comes down through here. So your pot can sit at the bottom, and I wrap the towel around that pot. So what you're actually doing is you're creating a chamber for the steam to come straight up through here, through your herbs, to come straight out through this hole. If you don't have something like that, you can just put it, sit on the chair, and you can wrap a sarong or a towel or something around your waist and around the chair, or a blanket. We used a blanket the first time, and that contains the steam within that boundary that you've created to hold that space for the steam experience. Another option that's very popular is you could even get a large pot, and a long, bath sheet or towel that you can fold and then roll around the top. And that's actually really quite comfortable to sit on. That gives you in that low squat position. You may like to get one of these large sort of style buckets, and again, the same thing. You could, put the towel around the top, although some people just get like a toilet seat from Bunnings and pop that toilet seat on top. And again, you've created this chamber. The only thing with the plastic bucket is that you would not put the boiling water directly into that, because we do not want to leach those xenoestrogens, the plastics, into the water that then is going up into your beautiful sacred vaginal chamber. So you can grab a stainless steel pot, or you may like to grab a glass bowl, and then that will just sit inside. So with setting up your steaming throne experience, you may like to give a bit of forethought into how you'd like to set that up for yourself. For me, as I said, it's more of a ritual, a sacred ceremonial experience. So I like to, light the candles. I like to have some beautiful music playing. I will prepare a cup of tea and a glass of water and have that next to me, so that while I'm sitting on the yoni steam chair, because you may be there for 10, 20 minutes, I've even gone as long as 45 minutes because I've just absolutely loved it. You'll be there for a while, and you don't want to have to get up for something that you've forgotten. Essential to turn off any electronic devices. You do not want to have the EMFs, the radiation coming off of those devices. Please, I beg you, do not be on your mobile phone when you are giving yourself a yoni steam. This whole area is going to be opening up, and you're going to be so receptive to what's around you. So please do keep that off. I also have my rattle, so I can rattle while I'm on the steam. Your shamanic drum. You may want to, be able to sit there and drum and really take yourself into that deep meditative journey space, which can be really powerful when you're working on some of those really deep issues with the calendula flower and other herbs on your beautiful shamanic herbalism journey. I also may choose to play music that I know takes me on a journey. When you have your beautiful herbs that can be a mixture of different things, or just the calendula for this vaginal steam experience, what I often do is set my intentions into the herbs in a few different ways. And one of the ways that I will share with you is to actually use your breath to blow that intention into the herbs. So 3 times, just taking a deep breath in and throw in your herbs into the pot of boiling water. You pop the lid on, and you can leave it on the stovetop for another couple of minutes, or take it off, either way. Experiment for you, because the ultimate end result of how hot that water is, you'll need to work out for yourself, because different pots hold different temperatures as well. So that's something for you to work out. After that is done, you can either use that same pot of water and place it in whichever yoni steaming throne that you're using. So I would just, pop that back in there, like I mentioned. Or alternatively, with the boiling water that you've created, you can tip it into another bowl. And remember, we're using glass or stainless steel, because we don't want to use plastic or aluminium or anything that's going to leach what that container is. And then imagine this has got water in it. That then is ready for your steam. So what you may like to do, if you have a lid or something to cover it, if you're not ready to use it yet, just cover that to help try and keep that steam in, and you place that whichever steaming device that you're going to choose to use. Then when you're ready, you lift the lid, and it's already in your throne. The ideal thing to wear is either a towel around you or a long skirt, or you can wear the sarong, so that when you're sitting on here, it's easy to get onto the seat. Now, what I'm going to do here is something called the hover. So I'll just do it from the side, and you just kind of like slowly lower yourself down, and feel where the steam is, feel it, and you sit down for a bit, relax. Oh, that's too hot, come up, another hover. And you gradually do that until you're able to actually sit on there comfortably. The last thing we need is burnt vagina and vulva, okay? Burnt thighs, you got to really watch that. So that's another thing I do when I'm sitting on the vaginal steaming chair, is I will grab my thighs and pull them to the side, so I have a clear access for the steam to reach the vagina, okay? So this is the main thing to think about. Now, again, depending on what apparatus you're using, you don't want steam to escape, okay? So find ways to kind of like, push down any areas where there could be any little escape paths. I often find that I get very hot when I'm on the steaming throne. A lot of heat's being generated, so I'm often topless, but I will always have a little wrap or towel or something nearby that I can put around me in case I do cool down. So that's another thing to add to your setting up list. I like to visualize as the steam and the herby goodness is rising up, filling my abdominal space, my womb space, into my hip chalice, that it's infusing all through this area as I breathe in, and as I exhale, anything that has got a heavy, dense energy is released down into the earth. And then I breathe in another fresh batch of that beautiful watery herby goodness, and have that circulating around, swirling it around, collecting, gathering any of the dross, any of the psychic intrusions, any of the stories, and then blow that back into the earth as compost for the earth to be transmuted. Breathing in again, and I keep doing this process until I can actually physically feel and sense that this area here has become lighter. It looks lighter, it feels lighter. I'm breathing differently. There's all these signs that is indicating to me that a cleansing has taken place. And this is the potency of these steams. And calendula being used in this way is going to just help us to release any of our stories about our patriarchal wounding, so that we can be fully present here and now to cultivate the divine masculine and feminine in sacred union in our lives. Having all that beautiful work going on down here, I'll even just hold my breasts and breathe together to the heart space and the womb, and give myself a breast massage, because the breast and the uterus, the ovaries, the vagina, they're all connected. When you've finished your vaginal steam, these beautiful herbs that have been in service to you, you can give thanks to them. And once the water has cooled down, pop them somewhere in the garden, give them to a tree, give them to, back to the calendula plant, or the plants that you've been using. Find a way to honor and return them back to our beautiful Earth Mother. So let me know how you go with your steams if you want to. I'm available to take you through a personalized journey of the yoni steams if you like. I can help you put together the herbal blends as well if you've got a particular thing that you want to work on. And I absolutely love doing that. So I'm based in Sydney, but I also do online. So if I can't see you physically here, then we can certainly do something through video, and you can have a look at my website, and that'll give you more information to do these steams and to have support if you need it.